the session. In case you do not want that, just let us know. Okay, thank you so much. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to the hybrid working solution for the new trend webinar hosted by Jabra and Lenovo together. And for today's webinar, the main agenda is towards, like we all know, as post-COVID world that is more uncertain in terms of how the ways of working is evolving, and now more than ever, organization needs solutions that are flexible to cater to the fast-changing work environments. So as Jabra, we understand the needs and pain areas of organizations of better quality and innovative solutions in the video as well as audio engineering space that perfectly fits to your personal office and enterprise office requirements. So by the end of this webinar, we hope to solve and answer key queries which we have been, hearing with most of our esteemed customers, like, how the right tool can make a difference for the users looking to work efficiently and be more productive during their overall work environment. Um, Also, there are certain times questions arising that are you choosing the right tool to support the fast changing working environment? And if not, what options you have if you collaborate with Jabra and its solution alliances like Lenovo. And at the same point of time, it is very important that how you can enhance employee experience at work to keep your teams happy. So having those key questions answered, and we will help you to gain that understanding of how these questions can be answered more efficiently while on this webinar. Having said that, let me just jump on to and introduce our esteemed speakers today for this particular webinar. To start with, I will be your host on this particular webinar today, and I am part of Jabra as a working as a regional program manager for international accounts. And then we do have Damon, who is the head of international accounts in APAC. He will be definitely covering the introduction towards global as well as international accounts and what are the key perks of being a global or international accounts with Jabra. Following that, we do have Agnes Ko, who is the regional product marketing manager. She will be covering the importance of using the right professional audio and video solution with some of the key insights towards the thought leadership surveys which Jabra has conducted, and that kind of give us the insights into why we should be looking at more flexible, collaborative solutions. Then we do have Vinod Kumar, who is the Business Development Manager, South Asia in Jabra. He will be kind of looking and giving us the perspective of Jabra's video solution showcase, along with certain demos as well. And then we definitely welcome here our guest speaker from Lenovo, Tarun Sharma. He is the lead business development smart office solution in Lenovo. A quick introduction for him is he is an accomplished technology sales and business development leader, having overall experience of 14 years in enterprise for managing cloud solution offerings, strategic business development, initiatives across wide spectrum of cloud technologies as well. So, as a trusted advisor for transforming enterprise-wide digital experience driven with comprehensive understanding of industry needs and achieve customer delight. So, we welcome you, Tarun, on this particular forum, and thanks a lot for taking out time for our key participants here. Thank you so much. And just as a note, while we were we'll be passing through this particular session. If you have any questions for a particular session, please type in into the chat. You have the access to unmute yourself. However, I would only request to kind of when we start our Q&A session at the end, at that moment, you can always unmute yourself. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to put in your chat. Thank you so much. And with that, I will be handing it over to our next speaker. Uh, Damon, over to you.
Thanks, Gaurav, and good day, everyone. So as Gaurav has mentioned, I'm actually responsible for international accounts in Asia Pacific. I see some of our existing customers here and some of our potential customers into the program. And basically the whole idea of international accounts is to welcome some of the customers who needs global deployment, right? And also some of the perks that comes with it as well. So I wouldn't go into too much details. Obviously, you understand that, with it comes global pricing, for example, but there are other stuff that's involved in that. This is a regular update that we do, and we welcome some other customers as well in this kind of forum. So what I'll do today is just update some of the things that has been happening in our space, and then I'll pass it on. So moving on, one thing that I wanted to update everyone is the global warranty that's in place for international accounts. Just a reminder, right? I think travel is starting to pick up. In India alone, we have the Jabra Connect team who is doing an excellent job in terms of a sort of a more tailored sort of a support to our customers in India. But anywhere outside, right, wherever you are, your end user, your stakeholders can actually contact our customer service and actually get a sort of a global hotline to actually do that direct support as well. So that's available throughout globally outside of India as well. So what else do we support? As your role, one of the biggest tasks that you do is, of course, adoption, right? You're spending a lot of money in tech, but is it really translating to actual adoption? So this is where we come in and support your adoption process. Some of the things that we do have in place, for example, an interactive flyer, right? So this flyer, for example, gives you can send it's an interactive PDF you send to your end users. They look through a decision tree and decide, for example, what headset is required for them. This is important, right? Because as the journey for your UC progress, your users are becoming more mature, right? So that's something that they need different, and they have individual requests as well, right? So this will help you and help them as well. Another example of a sort of a Jabra catalog and decision tree that we put together for our customers. Another thing that we are doing is a employee benefits program. This is coming at different flavors in different countries, right? So in certain countries, we have it in certain websites. In India, it's something again customized for the India market. Reach out to your account manager or even myself in this group. I'm happy to sort of connect you and sort of make sure that there is some Jabra offers available to all employees as well. Just going to touch on this briefly. This will be mentioned throughout this call is a hybrid working bundle that we are offering to our customers. So as you know, and everyone is sort of not only working from home now, considering working from office, the whole flexible working sort of a nature of work right now. So we're actually coming a lot of different bundles, right? One of them is, of course, the video solution plus sort of a workable headset that you can use throughout your sort of work time, right, in the office, or in the journey to the office, or even back home as well, right? So that's something that we offer. Again, reach out to your account managers that you're working with, and we can sort of discuss more on that one. A final note is regarding our changes in product. If you are using our wireless solution, you are aware of the Evolve S65 and Evolve 75 as well. What we are doing is we are upgrading the chipset. We are changing the chipset to something else that is a bit more current in the market. So everything else stays the same. It is just an update to everyone. It will be called the SE, just to differentiate. Of course, there's a different SKU as well. Just something to remind everyone, right? So again, this is part of the International Account Program. We welcome you, and please reach out again to any of your account manager to speak more about the program. And with that, I'll hand over to Agnes. Thank you.
Thank you, Damon. So do allow me to take control. Okay. Okay, so a very good afternoon, everyone. My name is Agnes. So I'll start with to walk you through the hybrid ways of working. So let's get started. Well, COVID-19 completely disrupted our world for the past 2 to 3 years. So as we began to see the light at the end of the tunnel, we know that restriction has started to ease in India now. Companies reopening their business, people slowly heading back to office. Well, it is time for business leaders to seize the moment and consider how they can evolve their workplace moving forward to fit for the future, for this case, like hybrid working. So we can see from here is that in total, we've identified 3 different types of work models. The office, which of course is the predominant workplace for a lot of knowledge workers, even including myself, for many years. And we have the remote, which is predominantly represented by people who are working from home. But it could essentially be any places that is not the traditional office. And of course, we have the hybrid, which is a mix between the office and remote work, or even where workers spend most of time in between both locations or places in between. Okay, so let's take a look at the each one, the goods and the bads. So we start with the office. So the office is like the longest we have heard of. It is still the preferred workplace for basically anything that satisfy our needs as a human. Okay, like for example, to connect and socialize. So tasks that requires engagements, collaborations, for example, brainstorming, presenting, or even those water cooler chats make us feel connected and part of a tribe when we are in office. But of course, the disadvantage of working in office, for example, in pre-pandemic days, is that a lot of times when I spend my time in office, my desk working, the pain point is that the surrounding noise in the office where people are constantly walking around and talking, and interruptions by my co-workers or even my boss will tend to affect my productivity and concentrations at work, or even when I'm taking a call. Okay, so next let's proceed to see in terms of remote on the other hand. Well, the task that requires concentrations and focusing, example, creative thinking, independent thinking, or learning new things, studies have shown that we tend to perform more efficiently when we are more working remotely. And also, maybe you guys may have actually experienced is that when you're doing remote working, it actually kind of like giving us a bit of more work-life balance, meaning because a lot of times we can actually save more time, from commuting to work and back to office, that few hours actually we can do a lot of things. So remote working has one advantage. We get to have more time, more freedom, as well as more flexibility. But of course, the negative side is the loss of connections with the team and to stay motivated because most of the time you'll be alone, and also sometimes you may have some challenges with IT equipments, because we are in at home. So there won't be a IT support nearby you, unlike in the office. So loss of connections with the team, staying motivated, and challenges with IT equipments are the top 3 pitfalls when it comes to talk about remote working. Okay, and then remote workers also feel concerned that their careers in long term may suffer versus workers physically working in the office because they don't have the equal access in terms of opportunities, unlike office workers where you can see the key stakeholders or you get resources easily in office. So this is also a negative part of remote working. Okay, so that leaves us into hybrid working. Hybrid working, it's like some days in office, some days we work remotely. So this in theory gives us the best of both worlds. But of course, in terms of hybrid working, most employees that we survey has highlighted to us that this is the ideal and the best work they can do, where some is a good mix of working from home as well as working in office. And statistics also has highlighted, as you can see from here, is that management executive also envisioned hybrid working models will be, the new norm moving forward. So it seems that there's a certain consensus between employees and employers out there that hybrid working is the next, working style moving forward. But when there's changes, there will definitely be challenges. So let's take a look at what are challenges that we will be going to face if we talk about the hybrid working. Okay, I think the first few things is that also we have heard from statistics is that even though organizations were all talking about that hybrid working is the model moving forward, but in reality is that not all organizations actually come up with a plan or really, put that plan into work. It's just a thinking that, hybrid working is the moving forward thing. But very, very few organizations actually, put this into a reality to be part of their organizational working structure. Yeah. And the next thing is about wrong spaces. So what we talk about, what is mean by wrong spaces basically means that most of the office, is still set up in the basis of a traditional 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. work mode, where everybody is in the office, crammed in this open space where noise is always around and there's a full of interruptions. Okay, so this is not going to work. This kind of office spaces is not going to work in the new normal. Okay, so we do see that 67% of the employees that we survey want their organizations to kind of like restructure their open spaces to include more areas that they can do better collaborations. So this is what we identify. Okay. Another thing which is also an extremely key concern and considered a big challenge when we talk about hybrid working, and that is cybersecurity. Well, when we talk about hybrid working, basically you're allowing people to work anywhere and everywhere. So the key thing we have to take note of is that IT team has to start to think about, how can we bring security systems that is equally like the office all the way to home areas. So IT teams must step up and think of how to keep data as well as their employees safe. And you can see from here is that since the pandemic has started, there has been a huge increase in terms of cybersecurity complaints, example, data breach, eavesdropping. Okay, because a lot of times when you're working from home or remotely, you're using public Wi-Fi's or public networks or home networks that can be very vulnerable to all these cyber attacks. So how are the current IT supports in the organizations, ready to, in terms of tackling all these cyber attacks? So the next thing, of course, that we see as a challenge is actually the employees' well-being. So I believe in this session, everybody has heard about digital fatigue. Okay, it simply means that since the pandemic has started, one statistics is like Microsoft Teams. It has identified that despite we're working from home, we end up working longer hours, more meetings, more video calls than before. Okay, so a lot of times this actually generate digital fatigue. Okay, so this is also another challenges that has been identified when we talk about hybrid working. Okay, and of course, another thing is about the right equipment. So currently, according to the survey, is that we see that only 44% of the employees they mentioned has a lack of essential office supplies when they are physically working from home. Okay, so the question falls back to, are we equipping our employees with the right tools and technologies they need when they're physically working from home or able to cater for this moving forward hybrid environment. Okay, and of course, the feedback gathered is that majority of these workers we survey tell us that yes, they know the benefits of enterprise headsets and the benefits, but the thing is that they will only consider using one if it's actually provided by their company. Okay, so now here comes the key questions: is how do we move forward from here? Okay, so hybrid ways of working is basically not just about cultural change for modern organizations. A lot of times technology also plays a part. So what technology should we deploy to enable workers so that they can work anywhere and everywhere and they still feel equal and be included? Okay, and I like to say is that Jabra has been developing solutions to help organizations as well as employees to make anywhere in the world a potential workplace. And so let's take a look at that. So in total, Jabra has 3 different types of key use case. We have the Evolve series, we have the Panacea series, as well as the Speak series. So starting from the left-hand side, we have the Jabra Evolve series. Well, Jabra Evolve series are mainly towards the headsets. Okay, we are the market-leading portfolios for audio solutions, specifically towards hybrid working. Okay, there are different types of form factors as well as different features set in more than 10 devices to accommodate every needs and every budget that the customer has. Okay, it has ranged from passive all the way to active noise cancellations to fight off that noise that I actually talk about which always interrupts you. Example, you're physically working in office where people are walking around. So we have passive or range up to active noise cancellation for you to block out the interruptions, or even physically at home when your kids are playing around, or your family members are all around you. You can really have that concentrations that is you need. Okay, and it also comes, as you can see from the image over here, busy light. So busy lights are red lights that you can't, remove more interruptions, so that your colleagues in the office or your family members or your kids at home, when the busy light is red in color, knows that it is a gentle warning sign to say, okay, do not disturb me. Okay, I'm having a concentrations on the call, or am I doing something? Okay, and one of the advantage about Evolve or the Evolve 2, okay, under the Evolve family, is that it has a very good music quality. So a lot of times for myself, in terms of music, is this something essential for me to have some concentrations when I'm doing a report or I'm busy replying emails. So the Evolve series has a very good music quality that you can expect from like a traditional consumer devices. And last but not least, it has extremely good call performance that is you can able to eliminate the I cannot hear you bad audio qualities that you need to have built up in terms of the collaboration. So you always have crystal clear um, voiced when you're having a voice call. Okay, next let's go into the middle part, which is the Panacast series. So the Panacast series itself, it's our intelligent video for any use case. So we have a different range. So it has the fix all-in-one solutions in your meeting rooms, okay, like the P50, all the way to an individual intelligent video, which is like the P20 that needs quality solutions when you're working from home. Okay, so some of the key features of the Panacast, like example, the P50 is like 100-degree field of view that can capture everyone in the meeting rooms, okay, all the way to intelligent zoom, where no matter where you actually move in the P20 itself, you're always in frame and you're always positioned center. Okay, so these are the seamless and automatic experience you can experience when you have our Panacast video cameras. And of course, like P50, one of the advantage is like a whiteboard capture. So even in your meeting room and a particular user is elaborating something onto the whiteboard itself, remote side far end users can still equally experience and see what is written on the whiteboard thanks to our whiteboard capture, so that they don't feel that they're missing out. Okay, so these are just some of the examples of the advantageous features of our Panacast. And lastly, on the right hand side, we have our Speak series, the award-winning series of speakerphones that comes with 5 different variants and functionalities, from the entry-level personal speakerphones all the way to the large executive boardrooms, where it has immersive audio, half duplex, full duplex, and also noise cancellations. Okay, so the best of all, whether is it the Evolve series, the Panacast series, or the Speak series, all the products have been tested and certified by our partners in the UC space, for example, Microsoft, Zoom, Cisco, and so on. So how does this whole entire Jabra product family fit into the hybrid working environment? So in this slides, let me show you. This is like a diagram here that shows an example of adaptive office of the future. We see common things that moving forward we'll be expecting, like hot desking neighborhoods, video-equipped meeting rooms, or one-person virtual breakout rooms, or even flexible group collaborations. So these are the kind of like different types of spaces that we see moving forward in a typical office. So here is my last slides. So let me just quickly go through how is it look like if we equip these various areas with technologies to facilitate in each space. So for example here, in terms of hot desking, okay, Panacast 20 as well as Evolve 265, which Damon has already mentioned in his slides earlier. This will be ideal for people that is hot desking. So we have P20, which is our intelligent personal video, supports intelligent zoom that frames people in the room, supports picture-in-picture, means a close-up image of a while continue to present in a small window. This will be very helpful if you're doing a product training and you want to further elaborate on the product. So this is a unique selling point by P20. And of course, the Evolve 265 headsets comes with busy light, which I mentioned earlier on. This is very, very useful in any event you want to reduce interruptions. And next is that it comes with an Open Office certified call performance to ensure your voice is clearly being seen, being heard. Okay. And then next, we have the Panelcast, which is ideal for video-equipped meeting rooms. Okay, so Panelcast not only supports 100-degree field of view, as I mentioned earlier, it also supports intelligent zoom, where it frames people in the room, virtual director that frames the active speaker, and it has a very interesting feature that is called safe capacity and room usage. So this is advantage where it actually counts the heads and instantly notify if it is bridging the customized guideline. So if there's 8 people that has been customized, and once it's more than this customized guideline of number of people, there will be a notifications. Okay, and it also supports whiteboard abstractions, which earlier I've mentioned, so that even the far end people is able to clearly see what is written on the whiteboard. Next, we have the Meet Anywhere. This is including the Jabra Panelcast plus our Speak 710, which is our current Meet Anywhere bundle. Okay, this is to cater for flexible collaboration needs where you can set up meetings, meeting rooms anywhere and everywhere. Okay, and last but not least, we have the two, which is the quiet focus space and the one-person virtual breakout rooms. So this will be ideal for Panelcast 20 or the Speak 750. That will be ideal for that concentrations that is required. Okay, so, but of course, this is just an example of how we equip our spaces in the new adaptive office space. But these configurations of devices can be tailored according to your needs. So that's the end of my presentations. So I'll pass the time now to Vidop when he talks more about the Panelcast 50.
Thank you, Agnes. Let me just take control of the slides. Yeah. Okay. So you heard Damon speak about our focus on international accounts. Agnes talk about our portfolio of devices. In fact, I'll elaborate more into the video portfolio of the Jabra Panelcast family. So at Jabra, we developed video devices based on the personas. So all this while personas were being referred to only headsets. Now at Jabra, we also define personas for video. As Agnes mentioned, today we are in a world where you have office spaces, remote workers, and then in between sets, what is the new terminology called as the hybrid working environment, right? So that's where Jabra actually has products to fit into each of this, because each of the requirement of customers is different, and one size does not fit into all segments. So that was the reason why we introduced the Jabra Panelcast 50 as the new normal ready intelligent video bar. So I mean, of course, when we look into the market segment, we have a whole gamut of video devices that are available in the market. Just let me pause for a while. Since I would also be doing a few of the demos, I would request participants on the far end to just click on my video and set it to fit to frame, because I might be showing some of the videos in 32:9 aspect ratio. I mean, my video feed. So you please set that as fit to frame, so that you don't miss out on something. Now, coming back to the this one topic, why we refer the Panelcast 50 as the new normal ready intelligent video bar is for the fact that it is built up during the pandemic, taking the inputs from our esteemed customers and ecosystem partners as to what would be the requirement in a particular office when people are brought back. So assimilating those important aspects, we built this video bar on 4 key fundamental areas or 4 key fundamental pillars, where we decided to make video intelligent. So before I get into the dynamics of how we did that, the Jabra Panacast 50 is today, I'm proud to say, like, it's the world's most advanced and the most intelligent video device, whether in terms of the video dynamics or the audio dynamics, because it is highly enriched with AI processors, and it has 2 powerful AI processors. So all in all, we have 9 AI processors on board with 2 powerful edge AI processor, which can actually process at 1 trillion operations. So literally the workhorse. Now, these AI processors process the video and audio of the device. Now, added to that, we have tutored the device with rich machine learning algorithms. So that's where the video becomes an intelligent part. So which means to say, in a meeting room, you need not use remote control. You can avoid using your touch control as well. So I will come to that. Now, how do you make a video ubiquitous without a remote control? That is by bringing in intelligence into the system. Say, for example, the most annoying factor in any meeting room is when people start walking in late after the meeting has started. So every time people push the door open, everybody's attention turns towards them, and somebody has to readjust the camera to accommodate all the latecomers so that everybody fits into the frame. Now with the Panacast 50, that is not a requirement at all, because the camera anonymously starts counting participants as and when they come into the meeting room, and starts identifying. When I say identifying, don't be this one. It does not store any data. So basically, it identifies humans as humans, and then starts spanning out and framing everyone. Now, our signature design is basically we employ 3 4K 13.3 megapixel camera to stitch out a panoramic video of 40 megapixel. So when I say a panoramic video, the camera can actually stretch out like this. Now you can this one cover a wall to wall of a room. So from the left wall to right wall and everything in between, and from the camera to the end of the room. So wherever your people are sitting, the camera captures anyone and everyone. Now, just to give you an example, right now I am right under the camera. So if you see, I am touching the display, I'm touching the camera, so I'm at arm's length of the camera. So even if somebody were to sit right under the nose of the camera, it does not miss out. So which means to say, you need not leave that 4.5 or 5 feet gap that you traditionally leave between the display and the first participant in the room any longer. Now you can actually utilize your real estate space much more effectively. So if you see my room, we have flushed the edge of the table to the display wall so that it gives ample room for people to walk in when the door is flashed open. So nobody needs to move around. Nobody needs to accommodate for people to let in. So that is this one. Now, these 3 cameras, right now, all the 3 cameras in the Panacast 50 are operational. What does that mean? So the 3 cameras are stitched so very well. You don't find a difference when I'm walking between cameras. So wherever I walk, you don't get those gaps or breakages like the traditional, like it used to happen in traditional telepresence. Second thing, the color saturation, white balance, composition of the cameras are all controlled uniformly. That is through the power of AI processors. This is a patented signature technology of Jabra. And trust me, no one else in the industry can provide this 180-degree field of view. Now, extending further to the intelligent zoom, that is, as and when people walk into the room, the camera frames puts them. That is fine. Now you saw how my room dynamics looks like. This is a traditional meeting room where we find in any of the offices. So you will have what we call as the bowling alley type of table, a long table from the camera, extending from the camera, people sitting on either side. Now comes the question, like when somebody starts speaking, how does the camera focus onto them? So all this while we have seen cameras which were called as the speaker tracker cameras, right? Now, what these speaker tracker cameras, I mean, they have been in the industry for time immemorial. So what these speaker tracker cameras used to do, because there was nothing called as pandemic, we always used to sit like this in the room with no mask. Mask was not at all. We were not aware of mask until the pandemic. So the speaker tracker cameras used to work on certain facial recognition parameters like nose, lip movement, plus the voice. Now comes the situation. When we open up our office, we want our people to be safe and secure. So this was one of the key parameters that was brought to our notice. And the customers came back saying that, please don't bring in another speaker tracking camera. So that's where we introduced something called as the virtual director. So basically what virtual director today does is, now most of our customers and organizations have opened up their offices for 1 or 2 days, right? I would say you can open up your offices for all the days in the week. I mean, 5 days rather, because your employees can now be very safe and secure even in the meeting rooms. They can sit with the mask on, because if you don't want a cluster in the meeting room, people can sit with the mask on, and our intelligence in the camera technology detects even an active speaker who is speaking with the mask on. So if you notice, I have been moving around in the room and the camera has been dynamically following me. And that is what we call as the virtual director technology. Next, of course, comes the 152-year legacy of Jabra building outstanding audio products. So we have brought in that same audio technology into the Jabra Panacast 50, wherein we have 8 beamforming microphones with 4 powerful speakers to give you an immersive audio experience. Now the speakers, of course, there are 2 50mm woofers and 2 20mm tweeters, which give a complete immersive audio experience in the room. But when it comes to the audio pickup, a lot of people ask me, how many extension mics can I connect to a Panacast 50? How many expandable microphones? The answer is no, because these 8 beamforming microphones are based again on AI technology, what we popularly call as the audio vector AI-based microphones. So whether I am very close to the camera as the first participant, or even if I am about 15 or 16 or 18 feet away from the camera, the microphone works on vector analysis and vector technology, so that it knows the magnitude, direction, and the angle from where the audio comes in, sends this information into the AGI processor, and actually that AGI processor directs the camera to point to that person as the active speaker. So that's why we call this as the virtual director technology. So all in all, the audio, video, and the AI gives you this entire gamut of experience on a Panacast 50. The last area of thought for us was to make this device ubiquitous with the underlying technology. So there are organizations which use Microsoft Teams. There are organizations that use Zoom, organizations that are on Cisco WebEx, and multiple other soft codecs. Now, obviously, because of our technology, we cannot demand that you change your technology. So our devices have to be certified to work on any platform. I just mentioned about this software delivery. Now, when it comes to the hardware also, that is where we partner with the likes of Lenovo. So Lenovo is our long-standing global alliance partner, and we partner with Lenovo to even offer experiences for customers who like to have the Microsoft Teams room, MTR, or the Zoom rooms system. So it's a plug and play device on these formats. The other most important aspect is today the Jabra PanaCast 50 is a completely manageable device. Now there is a network port, a gigabit Ethernet port behind the Jabra PanaCast 50, and you can securely manage this device even in a BYOD environment. So using our SOC 2 and GDPR compliant platform, what we call as Jabra Express. So through that, you can now manage the device for your software management, patch management, room utilization, capacity utilization in a conference room. Plus, as Agnes mentioned, you can also define your capacity of the meeting room. Say, for example, if you have a 6-seater meeting room, but you don't want more than 4 people at a time in that room to maintain, in order to maintain social distancing. Yes, you can do that. You can define the capacity of the meeting room as 6, but the safety capacity as 4. And the moment the device detects a 5th person in the room, it can send out alerts. There are various alerts. In a BYOD environment, the alert could be as simple as the LED turning red and blinking, or giving audio beeps, or even giving audio alerts saying that the room has exceeded safety capacity. Now, likewise, if you are using a Microsoft Teams room system, which Lenovo offers in the form of Lenovo ThinkSmart Hub or the Lenovo ThinkSmart Go, there the experience is one level higher. The Jabra PanaCast 50 can basically give this one information on top of the screen saying that the capacity of room is so much, and on outside the room it can basically give the this one on the room scheduler, Teams room scheduler. It can also say how many people are already seated in the room, right? With this one. So the next thing is, as I said, the safety and security features. Whenever the room exceeds the safety capacity, you can also get these alerts in the form of email and also as dashboard on our platform, which is the Jabra Express. Added to that, Microsoft has recently come up with something called as the dynamic gallery view for MTR systems. And with Lenovo, partners like Lenovo, we actually give that experience. What basically the dynamic gallery view does is, it basically, the Jabra PanaCast 50 can send 5 simultaneous streams of video. One single device can send 5 simultaneous streams of video. Like you can get the room in the panorama at the bottom, what you see here. And 4 active speakers can come up as 4 Hollywood squares to give an equitable real estate space. Plus, whenever somebody shares the whiteboard. So when I talk about the whiteboard, the experience in a BYOD environment is basically different. So if you have a normal whiteboard, the Jabra PanaCast 50 can actually capture that whiteboard, and whatever is written on the whiteboard can also be relayed to the far side. So we use our 3-camera technology to make the whiteboard exactly orthogonal to the camera, which is like flat. You can capture the person in front of the whiteboard and also bring up what is written on the whiteboard. Upping the experience on MTR, what you saw, my image on this whiteboard, you can actually make me look transparent in front of the whiteboard in a Microsoft Teams room environment. Now, the other most important thing is the Microsoft new experience, what they call as the front row experience. This is again available with the this one MTR systems, and that is where the Jabra PanaCast 50 is chosen as the device for that better experience. Not to leave out the BYOD participants, Jabra is also bringing up something called as the dynamic composition. What we do there is our cameras can send 4 simultaneous feed. So any 4 active speakers in the room can come up in 4 equitable space. So this is how you see. And the 5th or 6th participants, when they speak, they'll least spoken participants are replaced and put in those spaces. So these are some of the new experiences, obviously, coming into the devices. Now, going to the Panacast 20, as Agnes mentioned, this is the personal video device, intelligent personal video device, as I would like to frame it. Now, the Jabra Panacast 20, I'm just shifting over the camera. So the Jabra Panacast 20 basically, is a 13.3 megapixel 4K Ultra HD camera, but it also has a feature called as the intelligent zoom. So basically what the intelligent zoom does is, as you notice, when I stood up in the meeting room, or in front of my desk, the camera started focusing onto me. So this is a 90-degree horizontal field of view and a 117-degree diagonal field of view camera, which gives personal users the ability to move around and walk around in the room and yet stay focused in a video call. The other most important thing is what we call as the picture-in-picture view. So right now, if you see, I have a whiteboard behind me, but you don't see what is being written on the whiteboard. So here, basically, I can actually bring up the this one picture-in-picture composition so that I will not block the whiteboard. You will be seeing the presenter in picture-in-picture, and yet what is written on the whiteboard is being covered. This is very efficient for trainers training from home, and also like this one, marketing executives or people who talk more about product presentations. So here we can also set 2 presets. So one was the whiteboard. The other, probably if it is an architect organization talking about the texture of a fabric or a material, the presenter is still available in picture-in-picture and also effectively talk about the product. Now, coming back, the last one, the intelligent light optimization. So just allow me a second. I will turn off all the lights in the room and see what the camera does. So when I'm actually in front of the camera, the Panacast 20 uses the intelligent light optimization feature. So this is very common when we work from home, right? There is a sudden power outage. So we use the AI power of the Panacast 20 to bring up the light available from adjacent window or whatever source, and then light up the participant. So how is this possible? Because we use, again, Edge AI processor on the Panacast 20. Now, the other features that are coming up on the Panacast 20 very shortly is the background blur. So today we effectively use background blur and image cascading on our webcams. Now, Panacast 20 is not a webcam. It is a manageable device. It is an intelligent video device. Now, when we add a background blur, typically what happens is our camera is still capturing whatever is my background and sends it all the way to the cloud platform, be it Teams or Zoom or whatever we use. Now, in the bargain, in between the transport between a camera and the cloud service provider, if the video is new, you still get all your information which you might want to maintain as a privacy. Now, in Jabra Panacast 20, we are adding the background blur at the camera level itself, which means to say the image that is going into the cloud service provider is already blurred out. Over and above, you can add your company overlay or your company logo to support that experience. So which means to say you are now in a very highly secure, because if you are getting onto a video call from your data center, you don't want to expose your data center, right? So you can blur the image at the camera level itself, the background at the camera level itself, or you can even add uh, this one background color, hard background color, and then send the processed image to the cloud service provider, where you can probably add your company logo or this one.
Just a
Now,
quick time check, please.
yes,
Yeah, please.
I'm pretty
Another
much
minute
done.
or so. Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute.
Thank you.
So last one, coming to the hybrid technology. Again, we talked about the room device. We talked about the personal device. Now we also have the Jabra Panacast. So the Jabra Panacast is again a 180-degree field of view, 3-camera sensor, world's smallest camera, which is used for your hybrid workspaces, like your Scrum areas or the Agile workspace. Because today what we see is people use the webcam and clutter together to come on the video. And in the bargain, a lot of people in the team are missed out. So what the Panacast, Jabra Panacast does is you can mount it on a table stand or you can mount it on the wall, and yet you can have all the team members captured in 180-degree field of view. Why we talk 180-degree is because you will always have a display and everything in front of the display is seen. Gone are the days when people used to have 360-degree, because in a 360-degree, you need to have displays on all the 4 sides. To make it very convenient for our users, we have the Jabra Panacast Meet Anywhere kit. So it comes in a very, very nice packaging of Jabra Panacast with Speak 750, table stand, and associated connecting cables. So you can reach out to our colleagues in Jabra Connect, and we'll be happy to set up a demo for your future requirements. And this is a very quick comparison of these cameras. I'll pass it over to my colleague Tarun for his thoughts on that.
Tarun, over to you if you can take the control. Thanks a lot, Vinod. That was an exciting and very, very nice demo as well. Unfortunately, we are strict on time, so thanks a lot. Tarun, over to you.
Thanks, Gaurav. So first of all, I would like to definitely thank all the fellow speakers from Jabra team to set up such an insightful session for all the participants and obviously for us also. Now, in order to set the context rolling and adding what Jabra team, what we have heard from Jabra teams coming all the way from NGs, that what hybrid workplace looks like in near future from here, what way we are progressing, and obviously in terms of technology, how we can go and address the modern need of creating and reimaging the future of work also at workplace. So in context to that, would like to share a quick perspective what we carry within Lenovo as in one of the solution transforming organization. So how we perceive we can create probably and contribute along with our partners like Jabra in order to align align the perspective of setting up the hybrid workplace environment also. So I'll quickly start with a video to get the context rolling, and then probably would like to speak about the solution and technology subsequently. So as we all understand that the future of work is to basically deliver more smarter workplaces. I think that's where we are looking to land up and create a complete transform story around enabling and delivering the smarter workplace also. And I'm sure that you would have able to correlate with the video and the data points we have touched up in that video. What is going to resonate around the modern needs of workplace also. So while doing so, we perceive a complete story around smart workplace, smarter workplace as a complete user journey, and that's where we perceive that while organizations are looking to transform and looking to create an hybrid workplace story for their respective workplace and employees, the story required three major aspects to be addressed in terms of complete experience. One is while users are reaching to the respective workplaces, how they can really go and find out the required workplace which is suiting their needs, while it's all about booking the rooms or probably accessing the different parts of workplaces, or probably even giving the accessibility to visitors while they are ad hocly visiting the offices to meet in person to your respective employees also. Uh, then from there, definitely while user lands into the workplace environment, the most effective area, or probably was one of the most productive area which organizations are looking to deliver value through and create maximum experience in terms of productivity. That's where we talk about and deliver the solution which are smarter and deliver smart collaboration experience also. So that's where we have got a lot of intelligent collaboration devices coming from Lenovo, and obviously solution intendants with our alliance partner like Jabra. Also, we perceive that there is definitely need, while we are looking to stitch up a smarter workplace, there is a definite need to deliver components like digital signage, intelligent training areas, learning areas, probably smarter secure zones to make your things more secure in nature, and obviously sensors and solutions which can deliver more hygiene environment in terms of air quality, and obviously allow organization to adhere their compliance policy and guidelines while they are looking to adopt a new norm policy. Over and above this, we perceive that facility analytics and facility monitoring is something which will be the key need moving forward for rest of the for most of the organization, while you're looking to enable the key aspects around the workplace transformation. uh, Around the workplace transformation, that's where we believe that we have got the solution which is there to address the the need around the analytics and monitoring also. With that, let me just quickly jump in to the aspect which I think most of the participants are probably keen to hear about on our partnership along with Jabra, and how we perceive to deliver valuable solution in that space also. Now, I'm sure that you have heard Vinod speaking about all those intelligent abilities what Jabra Panacast P50 can land into respective room personas. While looking to do so, Lenovo has shook up the hands with Jabra and and create far more value on top of these intelligent abilities and features what you're coming and what you're perceiving through the video solution. It's basically extending first to extend the native experience, all for all those UC collaboration tools and an application you have been using from the remote collaboration perspective till the time. Now, while users are going to resume back to their offices, the question is how we can stitch the similar experience to have more productive meetings in terms of video, audio, and content. That's where we perceive that native room systems add another layer of value predominantly for any size of room persona, be it small, medium, or large also. In fact, to the room personas and specific areas like huddle rooms, war zones, and learning learning auditorium sessions also. So with that, I would like to speak about the solution component we have in our portfolio, which works very smartly and add value on top of what all the intelligent features we have heard from Vinod and team in terms of video and video collaboration. So let me speak about ThinkSmart Hub very quickly. So ThinkSmart Hub is basically one of our all-in-one room system solution, which works very well in tandem with Jabra Penacast P50. So this is an all-in-one solution which has a very good and strong resonating story, specifically in small rooms and mid-sized rooms. As I said, that this is an all-in-one solution. It has got the compute, which is essentially required to run the Windows platform, and on top of it, we have got various UC collaboration room system application embedded, which are bound to extend the native experience in terms of extending the right set of experience to the employees and the users while they are going to join those those meetings from respective workplaces from the suitable meeting rooms also. Would like to speak about a little bit on this equipment in terms of capability and capacity. So this looks like an small stuff and all-in-one stuff, although but it is supportable to extend the dual screen display, which essentially means you can have a dedicated display for video and another dedicated display for the content to make your collaborative sessions more effective in nature. These screens, the video meeting screen, what you are seeing on your screen at the moment, is basically 360-degree rotatable, which essentially make the meeting menus equipped for any given corner of the rooms, which essentially means that any participants who is currently present in that respective room can get that control of meeting room screen and can manage their meeting by their own without any technical intervention required. With that, we have also got one of our client managed in terms of security, a client managing software, which is called as ThinkSmart Shield, which is there in terms of there the security and compliance guidelines what organization usually perceive while they are looking to open up these cloud-based communication from their respective meeting rooms. So security is one of the aspects which we are taking care in terms of client management through ThinkSmart Shield. Adding on top of it, we also got has manageability aspect through one of our cloud software application, which is ThinkSmart Cloud Manager, which basically covers all the aspects in terms of monitoring, remote management, configuration, and obviously analytics around the tools also. So that was about ThinkSmart Hub. A part of ThinkSmart Hub, we have also got one of our modular solution, which is scalable in nature. So beyond those small rooms and huddle rooms, the question is how we can expand the native experience coming all the way from platforms like Microsoft Teams and Zoom of the words to the to the rooms and the probably room persona, which required modular solution in terms of right set of fitment and obviously right set of experience also. So that's where we have got one of our modular solution, which is ThinkSmart Core. And the flavor from ThinkSmart Core, which you're seeing on the screen at the moment, is basically ThinkSmart Core plus controller. So it has got a modular compute which goes behind the displays, and then a very sleek design touch panel, which we have called as Core Controller. And it's backed by, again, the Windows 10 IoT platform, which has got all the which has got the capability to manage this device remotely in align and in adherence to your compliance policy in your organization. Now, while we pack this or club this this device or this equipment room system along with Jabra Penacast, this adds the all latest and intelligent abilities what Vinod has demonstrated few minutes back. And in fact, this allows you to even goes and upgrade those rooms which you have invested in past, probably along with Jabra, and give and elevate those rooms from the native Teams room system or probably native Zoom system perspective also. So that's the ability in terms of flexibility we add through this modular solution. We have also got our workspace booking solution to one of our partner solution called as Condico, which allows you to give a good flexible handheld based experience in terms of organizing those rooms, managing those rooms, and obviously booking those rooms ad hoc when required. Through this solution, we are also adding the ability of auto room release in terms of no-show detection. So we are making your rooms more intelligent in nature, a part of video and collaboration, which makes your rooms more effective in nature and obviously make them more productive while somebody has booked them and not turned up to run their meetings from those respective rooms also. With that, we have also got our workspace around our workspace booking solution. We have also got our meeting room screens where we can create value outside of meeting rooms also by adding up those informative data around meeting room schedules, probably check-in in terms of automatic check-in in terms of people are landing into respective rooms while they reach out to room in terms of joining the meetings. Managing security around those rooms also through RFID access card readers. We do have the ability to repurpose these screens for themes and branding based content, which you probably can run from a centralized location. We have also got ability to run floor plans on these screens in terms of allowing new users or probably partners or probably guests who would like to understand on which floor respective meeting rooms has been placed so that they can easily locate those rooms and obviously can add productivity to their environment also. I think that's the quick data or information I have. I would have loved to speak. I think we're running short of time. So a quick glance on the monitoring tool, which I think I've already spoke about in terms of what value we can create through this monitoring tool. I think that's it from my side. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Gaurav, for giving us opportunity to speak about and what about our lines and partnership with Jabra through this session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tarun. Really appreciate your quick alignment on the slides and apologies for the less time which we had. But I think we have got a good, interesting and exciting topics covered. I could see a few questions being asked in the chat, and then I think the same has been answered again by Vinod, right? In case Vinod, you want to elaborate more for the for the benefit of other audiences or other participants, you can. Or if there are any other questions, I would request the other participants if they want to ask any other questions to any of the speakers. The forum is open now. And while we do that, and we do have one question from Deepu. So I'll just read that out loud. Is Penacast 50 will compatible with Kramer and Crestron for any AV solution, or is this separate technology altogether?
Okay, so I think I don't know what if the question can be elaborated. Kramer does not have an MTR or a Zoom room solution, so they don't have a compute-based solution. Having said that, I would take it this way. If your question is, will the Penacast 50 work with Kramer cables or Kramer connectors, extenders? Yes. There are designated cables and extenders of Kramer that we support. Please reach out to us, or your AV integrators and partners can help you out with that. And there is also the Kramer pre-sales team which can help out. Coming down to Crestron, I mean, since the Jabra Penacast 50 is this one, USB video solution, Crestron has again, it's a large gamut under the sun, right? So they have a lot of control systems and control mechanisms in the sense like the room controllers, the conference controllers, etc. Coming specifically into the MTR or the Zoom rooms, yes, there is also this one. So Crestron uses the Jabra Penacast 50 for mid-size rooms. So they classify their MTRs and Zoom rooms into 3 buckets: small rooms, mid rooms, and large rooms. So for small rooms, they offer their MTR and Zoom room compute solutions or the compute models with the Hudley IQ camera. For the mid-room solutions, they use Jabra Panacast 50 as their all-in-one video bar bundled with the Crestron core engine. And for larger rooms, they use the Hudley L cameras. I hope I have answered that question.
Yeah, and just to add what you have said, I think if I've understood the question correct, the question is in context to control the camera also through the control processor, which is coming from Crestron, as in control system of the word. I think that's where we have a larger value coming from Jabra video bar solutions, because the kind of intelligence we have seen and we have introduced in those solutions, I think that doesn't require any manual intervention to control through any control processing system also. I think that's where we see that we really don't need those control processing system, and obviously having those heavy investment done into respective rooms while we are looking to add value through the video collaboration solutions like Jabra and obviously along with Lenovo.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Yep.
Just to add
Sorry,
to Tarun, MTRs actually, I mean, the MTR solution or the Zoom Room solution from Lenovo and Jabra is basically addressing that requirement. So you don't have to invest on your room controllers, because it's the core that comes from Lenovo and the last mile delivery from Jabra.
So we have added up one question here, and we will take it as the last question from Manoj. Any kind of hanging challenge in Lenovo MTR solution during dual screen? Is Lenovo support to another video meeting products?
I think our best experience, I would say in this sense, our best experience is obviously with Jabra's video solution equipments, what we have seen so far. But yeah, in terms of supportability, I think since this is technology is more flexible in nature, coming all the way from Microsoft or Zoom Rooms of the world, I think on supportability front, obviously we do support larger technology portfolio also. I can read another question. Any kind of hanging challenge in Lenovo MTR solution during dueling screen? No, I don't see any hanging challenge so far, Manoj, because we have been doing this kind of stall base for very large organization and enterprises in a very large footprint also. So our MTR engine, either coming experience from through Hub or probably the core solution, I think we are very persistent in that space. And by the way, just to give you perspective, Manoj, for rest of the other leading collaboration partners which you've been hearing from, I think Lenovo will be very soon their compute partner in terms of creating those base MTR or probably Zoom experience, while they're looking to land respective complete solution for their partners and customers also. So you can,
yeah, Vinod.
There's one question from Abhishek Agarwal. So what about the integration with WebEx? So that is exactly the flexibility that we are talking today. Whatever be your underlying technology, be it WebEx or whatever it is, now Cisco offers something called as the cloud video interoperability, right? So with the CVI, cloud video interoperability, you could now bring in WebEx users or Microsoft Teams users from desktop and MTR users from the Lenovo Jabra rooms into one single conference platform. And it is as simple as inviting your room, like how you invite your colleagues. Yes, it works with the Outlook scheduling. Just walk into an MTR room which has the Lenovo ThinkSmart Hub or the Core. Your calendar would have appeared. One touch join, and you hit into the Microsoft Teams environment, and your WebEx users would also land on that. Yes, it is doable, and a lot of companies are using that.
Great. So I think with the interest of time, and then everyone has stretched their time. Thanks a lot, participants, for having your patience and listening to us here. Really great participants from giving your time. We will look forward, and we will be kind of sharing the recording to all the participants today who has joined us. And we have seen lot of esteemed, current customers of ours joining today from audio solution side, with the likes of Cisco, Infosys, we have Mindtree, Mott McDonald, right? So thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in again. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Thank you.
And we are available always, so please feel free to schedule a demo, and Lenovo and Jabra are always at your disposal. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.